Hi guys, how you doing? Today we're going to take another look at the Driftwood Mini Nightmare IR. In the previous video I showed you all the features on the amp. I will put the link for that video in the description just in case if you missed it. Today we're going to mic up a Hesu 212 down there with an SM57. I'm going to use my Charvel Pink Neon Ash Dimas straight into the front of the amp. Nothing else is plugged into the amp. The noise gate around the back is on, but it's only lightly on. It's quite a quiet amp. Actually, if you can hear a slight buzzing now, it's not the amp, it's actually my hot tub in the next room. So I've spent a couple of days now with the Driftwood Mini Nightmare IR and I absolutely love it. The novelty is definitely not worn off. In fact, I've got more used to the controls, more used to dialing a tone, and I remember back to having the Purple Nightmare last summer for a few weeks, and it's all about balancing the gain on the tube screamer over there on the boost with the gain on the amp. Now you can have quite a typical rectifier sag going on, which is more in my last video. It's kind of a typical boosted rectifier tone that I went for there in that video. You can also change the balance between the gains and get a super tight, more of a 5150 style metal tone out of this amp. The clean on the amp is absolutely fantastic and beautiful. I'm going to show you that in on the demo. I'm going to stick my neck out here, and for me personally, I'm going to actually say that that is the best clean tone I have ever used for myself personally, ever, on any amp. It's absolutely gorgeous. It suits me down to a T. Super spanky, super beautiful. So subscribe and click the bell, give me a thumbs up, whatever, just so that video shows up, because the clean channel, even though I don't use it and don't know how to play clean, it sounds fantastic and I really want to show you that. So without further ado, I don't want to mess about in this video and talk too much. I just want to show you exactly how awesome it sounds. Hesu 212 down there, matched with an SM57. That is going into my Zoom Q2N 4K camera over there. I use that quite a lot when I mic a cab. Actually, the audio you hear is usually from that camera. Sometimes I use that camera as well in close-ups. It's a great little tool for people like me who do YouTube videos, podcasting, anything like that. It's becoming really handy and it has a built-in mic on it, which is fantastic as well. I'm going to show you the camera mic and what the amp sounds like in the room, because there's something really important about this amp that I need to show you that I really love. But most of the audio is going to come from the SM57 down below there. So let's go. Okay guys, so let's use the camera mic first right there. I want to show you the most important thing about this amp for people who want to use it at home or in the studio. I'm going to edge up the master for you now. So the volume here, as you can see, I hope you can see for the headstock, ideally I'm not on the right side of the amp. The master is on like what I would call 3. It's just above 3 there in the home, and that is nice. That's what I call a nice home. Whoa, there's a fly coming. That's what I call a really, he's going to be, I wonder how many views he'll get, that fly. And whether he'll know. Well, he won't know because he hasn't got a phone. Anyway, so yeah, that is what I call now I'm using a nice home volume jam level. It's a daytime one. You won't put it on that at night, and you'd, you know, it is a bit loud, but it's nice. I would use that confidently, and my house is joined on to another extremely grumpy guy, complete arsehole actually, but never mind that, so I won't talk about that. So now we've got the tube screamer on, and we are on Sizzle Mode here on the gain channel, as you can see at the bottom. The gain is just below noon, it's like 4. Everything else is on 666 here, bass, middle, treble, which is a setting that I seem to end up on no matter what amp I use, really, especially when I'm using it in the room like this. So here you've got the rumble, which is the resonance, and you've got the sharp, which is the presence. I've eased the presence down from the other video because, like I say, I'm going for a much tighter setting here by blending both gains together. So this is what it sounds like again. This time we're going to listen through the SM57 down there, same tone. so nice to play, sounds so awesome, does everything that I want it to do. Sorry about the head stuck in the way of the dials. Right, so now I'm going to change to the first gain mode, which should be a lot less gain. The tube scream is still on. Back to the sizzle mode again, which is full blast for the gain, super sizzle. I don't know which I like the best there, the most. I think I like actually both. So for you guys that can't make your mind up, there's a middle switch, which is obviously in between both. It just sounds awesome, this damn thing. So I want you guys to hear what the amp is like without the tube screamer, which I'm going to show you in a minute. But first I just want to show you what I mean about blending the tube screamer together. So your classic tube screamer setting would be with the gain on 0 and the volume on full. Now that's what this sounds like. Sounds a bit more rectifierish to me when you do that. It's still on the sizzle mode over here, gain wise, channel wise, sorry. We'll move the gain up. Let's see how much gain we can get away with. It's on now, 2 o'clock-ish. So that's quite a lot of gain there. Let's say we're going to put it right up there, look. So now it's on like 3 o'clock. So more gain has brought out the sogginess in the low end and everything, but there's just tons of gain pouring out of the amp. Now we're going to dial that gain right back to where we had it. I can't remember when it was, somewhere around here. Gain 1. I really like the clarity of when it's on like the first mode there, probably much more ideal for recording. Back to sizzle, we're still on the clean boost setting over here. Doesn't really seem to matter what you do to this amp. It just sounds awesome. No matter what you press or what you move, it's just another awesome flavour to the tone. So we'll take the mids out for the guys that don't want mids in. No comment. Let's take it down to like 9 o'clock. So, sorry to keep mentioning rectifier, but that reminds me of the spongy mode on rectifier, which I never use. They love that, those 90s rectifier guys, you know, the 90s model. Let's put it up to 3 o'clock there. mids are on full. It sounds chuffing. It sounds awesome. You can't really think with it, they don't sound amazing. Right, we're going to turn off the tube screamer around the back. Now, what happens with the tube screamer is it's built into the amp. You can kind of assign it with the foot switch. Like, there's 2 foot switches actually that go into the back, and you press one and you can turn the tube screamer on and off, or you can set it around the back so you can have the tube screamer on certain channels. And obviously when you click over to the clean channel, the tube screamer will go off because you don't want it on clean, unless you do want it on clean. But I wouldn't want it on clean. That fly. Right, I'm going to nip around the back and try and figure out how to turn off the tube screamer without knocking it over. Right, we're back. So the tube screamer, as you can see there now, is off, completely off. I've gone around the back and turned it off. You can do that via the foot switch, obviously, but I've not got that plugged in right now because, I don't know. I just haven't. So we're going to look at the gain channel now without the tube screamer on. It's going to have less gain, obviously, and you're going to get the raw tone of the amp. But the magic about this amp is how the gain on the tube screamer blends with the gain on the amp for me. Let's turn it on. So that's on switch to Sizzle, which is the highest gain mode right there. Let's try it on mode 1. Only a small kind of difference there. We've got it in, we're on the middle section now, middle setting. Back to Sizzle, full gain. What I need to mention now is that over here is a high gain and low gain mode also for gain 2, for channel 2, sorry. We've had it on high all the time so far. We've now got it on low. So it's kind of like a crunchy, more of a rock, classic rock type tone. That's enough of that. Ah dear. So we're on Sizzle now over here. Sizzle mode is the highest gain, just keep reminding you. We're going to turn the gain up to about 2 o'clock just to see what it sounds like. That's a bit too loose and soggy for me, but some guys absolutely love and dig that doomy sludge kind of tone. I don't that much, but it's still another tone that's in the box. You just need to be steady with the gain if you want to avoid the sag or the sog. Right. That's enough of that. I'm going to turn the tube screamer back on now around the back. Now I've worked out how to do it. Try not to knock the mic. That'll be a miracle. If you want that sag and you like that sag, then you need the gain up over probably halfway here on the actual amp. And then you can blend in how much of the gain over here on the screamer that you want. And that will tighten up gradually, but also bring in more gain. So it's about balancing the two and getting it right. And that's almost how all tube screamers work. But with this amp, I feel like it's kind of built around the tube screamer and how they work together. I would normally just have a clean boost all the time, but with this amp, I prefer to blend in my gains together. So there's a touch of sag there. A touch is quite a nice amount actually. The gain's on 0 on the screamer and the gain's on 1 o'clock-ish on the amp. o'clock, and just in between 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock, that's when the mud, the sludgy sag starts cooking. Let's blend in the screamer. There's an absolute ton of gain there, but it still sounds awesome. I don't know what's going on, but no matter what you do, it sounds awesome. So the volume now, we'll totally tighten that up. Jesus Christ, that just sounds amazing. I've just found a new awesome tone there. This is what I mean about blending the volume, the gain, and the gain on the amp. Blending them together, you can just get so many awesome feels and tones out of it. But that sounds just awesome. There's a noise getting around the back. You could tighten and cut the end off some of that sag. That flies back. And but I like that. I do like a touch of that. Especially live, I like a bit of that sag going on. So I had it set really quite tight before. I think I was around here on the amp, and the gain was up there on the screamer. This is what I'm talking about, and I love that tone as well. The different blends on the volume, the gain, and the gain on the amp is how the amp works, and you can just find the perfect tone. I've just found like 4 different versions while I've been talking to you guys, and I love them all and could use them all. This one is obviously the tightest. Out of the ones I've found, with a touch of the sag. Let's just bang this gain back up, I don't know. This is probably going to be too much. So there's tons of gain there. I'm going to tighten it with the volume on the tube screamer. It's just awesome. I don't know which tone I like the best. I don't know whether I like a bit of sag in, a bit of sag out. It's just good. It's just that good. I don't know, they all sound awesome. But there you go. I'm not going to go on any longer. This video is massively long. It was supposed to be really quick. There's just so many good tones in the amp. It's fantastic. And it's boutique level. And I'm going to get tons of guys going, can we hear them both together? Which one do you like the most? They probably will complement each other absolutely fantastic together in a mix. The EVH is tight and super tight, and that's what it does. This head kind of is a hell of a lot more money, obviously, but it's also, you can get more tones out of this head. The EVH does what the EVH does, what obviously I love, or I wouldn't own so many of them. And the Driftwood has, the rectifier love that I have. I feel like the Driftwood has cured that search for a rectifier. I'm hoping to get my hands on one of these somehow because I love it, and I don't feel like I still need that rectifier what I sold years ago, because I do miss that amp, but I just didn't use it tons. But on the Driftwood, like I say, you can have the tight version of it, or you can have the saggy version, so it kind of cures everything. It's just such a good all-around amp with tons of high gain tones in there, and yeah, I can't say good enough things about it, to be honest. We've not used the IR loader today, or the attenuator. The noise gate is on very low around the back. But yeah, I absolutely love it. It's great. I'll see you all soon. Please comment below. Let me know what you think of the tones in this video. I hope I've got the mic in a decent place down there. I didn't actually I didn't test the mic position. I just did a bit of a guess before the video. Like I said, it was going to be a super quick video, and it's not. Sorry, that's because the amp sounds good. So I will see you all later, and don't forget, I'm going to show you the clean channel next in the next video I do, and that is fantastic. Trust me, it's just spanky and gorgeous. See you all soon.